Well, hello there, everyone. Hope you all are well. Been a minute since we last got a chance to sit and chat. I've been busy, busy, busy. I'm sure you can tell by even the way I'm sitting addressing you all and what you now see behind me compared to what you all used to see when I sat here in front of the camera. But it's been a interesting week. Uh, Took the week off here in Las Vegas, spring break. So the wife was off, her and I took the week off. She's naturally off. Visited the parents in Yuma and came back. And well, as you can see, there has been a little bit of change, and change is good. Change is good. It really can uh, cause you a lot of heartburn, stress, and grief, especially getting into the project that I did, but it happens. It happens, and we'll get into that. Also, gonna dive into a little bit of the topic on FOMO and really the truth because this topic comes up a lot. I mean, a lot. People always ask me about the latest and greatest, and so we're just gonna talk hard truth about FOMO and so on and so forth, and kind of give you a little fill in and let you know what did or didn't happen here. And so, anyway, it's great to see you all here. Give me a minute, and now I've got different monitors up, so where when I look at you, I can actually even still see myself in the camera the way it's supposed to be. So when I talk, but I can also see StreamYard on one side, YouTube on the other, and know what in the heck is going on. And yes, I'm going to pop the link up here in a bit to join the stream after I just go through a little general order of housekeeping here. Um, I know there's some people here I already said hey to, like Cool Running and Sean. Um, but the setup isn't perfect. Yep, that's me. Just want to make sure. Douglas, cheers, man. Yes, always great to have you here. Mr. Mom, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here. Really do appreciate you guys being here. And oh, what I always say, what's in your glass, what's in mine. I am going to end up, well, I already poured it, but a little bit of the Still Austin Musician. This was the whiskey that brought me back to Texas whiskey. Really like it. Really like the cast strength. Was it 116? It just depends, but wow, good stuff. Good stuff right here. And if you notice, haha, we're better focused. Bingo. That's why I'm looking at the monitor to see. I can see me, but I want to see what it looks like for you guys. So here we go. And it's funny because I could see the YouTube going and it's a delay. And so I see that motion of me moving my hand and it catches my eye and I keep looking over. But anyway, setup's different. It's going to take a minute for me to get used to, and also where things are. You know what I'm saying? Where things are. I've knocked, I don't know how many things over before I hit that live button. As a matter of fact, when I went to hit the go live button, I smacked this bottle that I have here because, I'm such a creature of habit and what I have around my hands. And now things are in different spots. And other than this morning on KenStream, I didn't use this for anything. But I tested everything out on KenStream and worked more kinks out. So anyway, get back to what I was doing, and we'll get into chatting here. But hey, make sure you put something in your glass. Let me know. Josh, cheers. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, sir. Really. And there he is. Top dog. Top dog. Glad you could make it. I know you were taking a nap. I'm sure of that. There's no doubt about that. Who else? I know I've seen a few more. Oh, there's Paul. I thought I saw Paul. There he is. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. Peter, cheers. Thanks for popping in. Always appreciate seeing you here. So like I said, I've been busy, and Wednesday I decided to start on a little reorganizing, and then the reorganizing grew and changed and just took on different like octopus tentacles and yeah, I'm just saying, oh my gosh, to what you are going to see in a minute. And it's not done because some of the stuff I did get, um, crap, I can't put it together, and then it doesn't fit on what I have, even though by all rights it should. I just, I didn't think about some things because it just never occurred to me. I knew what I wanted when I ordered the stuff, you know, a little over a week ago, and it started arriving this week. So anyway, so I'm going to show you what you don't see. And on most streams, you don't see. Very rarely do people show you what I'm staring at all the time. So this is what I have taken the time to do. Now, Eric has seen a first draft of the picture, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this around real quick. Boom. There. So this is what I sit here and stare at. So when I tell you, when you're looking at that picture, I've got YouTube on the left on the laptop, and then on the monitor, which is actually a HD TV plugged in, I watch the StreamYard. Of course, the camera's in the front, and then everything else sits in front of me. Real, genuine audiophile type speakers. And so when I'm sitting in here, if I'm not watching a stream, and even if I am watching a stream, it doesn't come over the laptop speakers. It comes over the speakers I have here. And then if you look at the picture on the left-hand side, you'll see the bottle of Smoke Wagon there on the bottom. That's my amp that I run everything through. And yes, it is, those are tubes. You see, yes, that is a tube amp. And I run all my audio now through the laptop, which I always did, but through my preamp, through the amplifier, and then out, and then vice versa coming in. And some people know, some people don't. I enjoy just sitting and listening to most types of music. So, of course, the speakers that you see there. So I've been putting all of this together over the last couple of days. And yes, there's some cords and stuff still hanging. I got a little cord management to do, but I decided to try this position for these monitors, or that one monitor along with the laptop, and see if I like it. And then where the actual monitor is on the right, I'm going to end up turning it into a man cave. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but more than likely I am. I've got a LED 55-inch TV I'm going to hang on the wall in that area. So yeah, it was originally going to be the monitor, but the way this desk is in between where the window is and then the other wall, is not enough room. So like I said, some things I thought out, but some things I really didn't figure. And so I've ran into some issues. But that being said, it happens. You know, that's all I could say. Let me just make sure I didn't miss my. I think I did see Marty come in there. I could have swore I heard Marty. Oh, Rick. Cheers, Rick. So it's in my glass. If you guys are just getting here, I got a little Still Austin, the musician, in there. This is the whiskey that brought me back to Texas whiskey. So cheers, sir. I could there. I knew it. I knew it. He was here. So cheers. Appreciate you being here, Marty. I'm going to go ahead and put the link up here. So if anybody wants to join, really would appreciate it, because I've got some topics to talk about. Okay, I think that says Priest 801. Cheers. Appreciate you popping in here. Thank you very much. Always glad to see some new names pop up on the screen. Thank you. Thank you very much. So cheers. Let me get us another sip here. Mm. So anyway, wow. Man, I like Still Austin whiskey. I don't know about you all, but I really do like Still Austin whiskey. I think it's good whiskey. But anyway, so let me go back over here. Let me put this up here. Come on, post, paste. There we go. Send. Okay, here. Pin. Okay. The link's there. It should pin to the top. Let me look. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Let me move this. So as you can see, I've been busy. There's still work in progress. And then let me remove this. Ta-da! So you can see behind me, there's some booze over my shoulder. Well, both shoulders, but particularly the my right here. So my wife built me a couple of more shelves because the stuff I took out, I'm like, where did this shit? All right, we back. Everybody can hear me. Sorry about that. Let me know if everything is working as it should. As yep, okay, that's what I want to know. My looks like YouTube is having a problem here on my end. So hold on. Let me see if I can get back in there. Don't ask me. I told you. I apologize. I thought I tweaked everything, but I may have missed something. But it looks like the YouTube is what dropped on me for some reason. So let's go back here. It looks like everything is working now. Got good signal up and down. Let's see here. Go here. Bang. Yep. Looks like it's going on YouTube again. Well, it has to be because I'm talking to you guys. Anyway, sorry about that, but this is and I didn't touch anything. I'm just making sure I didn't hit anything under this desk, but I didn't hit anything. But anyway. Apologize. But that's live streaming for you. Doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it always happens at the worst time. So sorry about that. It's nothing that I can control when your internet just decides to drop. Because I was like, this doesn't make sense. Everything is functioning. But anyway. Okay, so even lost my train of thought when all that happened. Just when I was saying, okay, everything's going good. Let me shut this down and jump over here and do this. But as I was saying, the wife built me the shelves that you see, so I got to put more stuff on those, and then put them in in the corner. Oh crap, in the corner. But I've got a couple of other shelves that I got to get rid of. But anyway, God, sorry about that. I hate when that happens, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, and no Stacy tonight. I didn't see that until later. And that's another thing that irks me about YouTube is I post things, hey, I'm streaming or I'm not streaming, to the group, let's say, the subscribers. And for some reason, it just doesn't, let you all know. I see a few people that see it because, I get the thumbs up. So I know it gets out to a small group or some, I don't know. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to be reliable. So anyhow, well, not to be reliable. Look what happened. So there you go. But anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about FOMO. And I did a stream on this a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, give or take. I can't recall, but it's there. And remember the day when you were getting into whiskey and you were going out and you're getting a whiskey and you're like, you know what? There is no way I'm ever going to spend close to $50 on a bottle, right? Right. We've all said that, and we've all exceeded that 2-3 times the amount, if not more, depending. Okay, yeah. But then, when we're initially into this and you hear about a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof or something coming out and it's rare, there's not many of them, and I'm just using that as an example, it kind of gets you going and you get into that hunt, we call it, and you start looking or harder to find in your area bottles. And for some of you, I'm going to use Smoke Wagon as my example. Some of you can't find Smoke Wagon, especially the private barrels and stuff like that. Well, here in Vegas, we fall over Smoke Wagon. Not always these, but lately, this stuff's been hitting the shelves different spots, as in these picks from the stores. So Aaron has been doing a good job in getting some of these out, and people have been able to go and procure some. But anyway, so you increase that, right? You go from that, I'm never paying 50 to, all right, I'll buy a bottle at 55. And then that 55 becomes 75. And then you go and you see a museum piece. And this is what I call the stuff behind the glass, to where, oh, look at that GTS. Oh, shit, $300, $400, whatever. I'm just throwing a number out there. And it's like, oh, shit, I'll never spend that on GTS or anything like that. Well, like I said, you get to a point that, yeah, you'll exceed it to get it because you hear this hype, okay? You hear everyone talking about this whiskey. And so at some point, you find that grail, that one that, I've got to have, right? So you make that purchase. And then at some point you go to a true museum store and you see stuff that you can only dream about, but you look at the prices, and let's just say it's Pappy 12, Pappy 15, okay? And I'm just throwing numbers out there at $500, $1,000, whatever, ridiculous numbers, and you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Now, were you or were you not at a point to where you're like, you know what? I've got to try that. I've got to have that, right? Because you hear people talk about this. You've seen the reviews on YouTube, and they say, "Oh, it's great, it's good, it's this, it's that." But let's face it, is it worth the money? Is it worth the money? And this is where I think the secondary market has jaded me for sure, because I know, yeah, that I'm not paying those inflated prices. However, however, when you look at some bottles for 150, 200, and you are looking at others at double or three times the price. Now, see where I'm going with this. Sometimes you go, well, heck, I can pick this up for 200 versus this one for 500. So do you see how quickly some of us can justify spending that more money because you can get something else for a lot less? So I think the secondary market also has influenced opinions a lot as to what is an insane price when you walk in and look at something on a shelf. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Ah, God, Blanton's don't get me on that damn horse. And I can honestly say I've never owned a bottle of Blanton's. And I don't want to say I haven't had it, because I have. I've had some picks. And I'm like, well, damn, that's good. When I say I've had some picks, not personally, but I have gotten to try store picks. I think that's what it was. But anyway, long story short. And I was like, well, that's good. This is not your normal, what I call shelf or Blanton's. And I'm like, well, see, that's not bad. But I've never broken down and bought a Blanton's. And I can pick it up here about $70, which I still think it's about $20 too much. But one day, maybe, they'll catch me when the tide is high, the moon is full, and the stars are in alignment. And it's not because I'm missing out or anything like that. Just to say I have it. Like, and I admit this. Behind all of that, on the floor, and truthfully, I absolutely have no floor whiskey. None. No floor whiskey. I just had to do a double check, because I said that earlier on Kenstream, and I lied. There was one on the floor, but I set it down. But I truthfully have no floor whiskey. There's not a bottle on the floor. So that one's on a shelf that's on the floor. That Blanton's, or not Blanton's, Basil Hayden. And my dad got that for me. Why, I don't know. But I didn't say anything. It was a birthday present, so I kept it. But anyhow, I opened it, and, I sipped it. This certainly isn't it. This is the Still Austin. And I was like, it's not horrible, but there's just nothing to it. There was no flavor or anything like that. It was like, it just was off. I've never brought it out since, and I've had it for about 3 years, give or take 3 years. Don't quote me, but I mean, it's one of the biggest selling bottles, particularly at the holidays, because of the way it is. And if it wasn't for the way it was dressed up, I don't think anybody in their right mind would buy it. Once, like us. But there are people I know in this community that enjoy it, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. You drink what you want to drink, and you drink it how you want to drink. I may point, laugh, and just like all out guffaw, but that's okay. Every time I see somebody's wife who posts a picture, and I'm not going to mention her name, John, I won't do it, but I always say, I have to, I think it's now expected. What's that thing floating in that good whiskey? All the time. But it's just a running joke. But anyway, they all have their place. But I think that secondary market has influenced others to go ahead and pay for some more expensive bottles that truthfully have gotten a little crazy also. Have gotten a little crazy also. as far as prices. You don't have any floor whiskey? What? Wait a minute. Are you in your car and it's all on the seat? Is that it? Is that it? You're driving? Yeah. I'm going to figure this out. Glenmorangie gets me every time. I like just buy the 10-year 30 to 40 bucks. Yeah, but I like Glenmorangie. It's good. I don't have a problem with it. My favorite 12-year inexpensive scotch, Glenfiddich 12. I've always liked that. Tomatin 12, Tomatin 12 at 40 bucks is really good. Matter of fact, I haven't had any of that in a while. And when I was moving stuff earlier, I saw them. Oh crap! I haven't had any of that in a minute. I haven't got a cash strength that sits, behind it. So I've got a cash strength that sits behind it. Of course. Here we go. Sorry about that. I got to redo something here. Always get a little technical difficulty. It never fails. Now the mouse wants to be funny. Oh my gosh. Come on now. Come on now. Can you believe this? Okay. I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way until this thing decides that it wants to listen. Oh my gosh, is this going to be one of those streams? Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me? Okay, yep, you're working there. Let me see. No, I thought it was working. It's being obstinate. I just cannot win here, people. I cannot win. Why did you disconnect on me? Um, mm-hmm. Okay, back to this. I just cannot believe this. Come on here, people. Why aren't Oh my God. This is getting ridiculous. I have no idea what in the heck's going on here. This thing is just getting crazy. I'm telling you. I I'm telling you what. I'm gonna have to get you on here as a technical manager here to handle this stuff because it's getting to be a full-time thing here and there's no rhyme or reason of what is or isn't happening here. It's just not making sense. That's for darn sure. I apologize, but it's not me. The internet's dropping. And yeah, I have no idea what in the heck is going on or not going on, but I switched uh I switched connections for the internet, so because I have more than one option here at the house. So I don't know if that is or was a problem, but we shall see here. But anyway, oh God, now I got lost track of everything where I was. But anyway, but like I was saying, when you with these prices and everything, and we've all had this, and people always asking me about it, and what it comes down to is what I tell them is this: is it's your money. You get what you want when you want. The price you pay is the price you pay. But just because you didn't pick up that Blanton's, I've never picked one up. I don't feel I'm missing out. Yeah, I've had a sample of a way better Blanton's than what you're going to get, like the Blanton's Gold. Uh, so, but I'm not missing out. I don't feel I'm missing out. You get to that point in this game that you don't worry about that anymore. Does that make sense to you? You don't. Hey, Richie, cheers, man. Glad you could be here, man. Haven't seen you in a minute. I've seen you around. We've chatted. Cheers, sir. Appreciate you. Hmm. But really, it's not worth it to me anymore to chase and chase and chase. I won't do it. If I really want something, I'll ask. Somebody knows where it is somewhere, but I don't chase. And the truth is, it used to be fun to look and hunt, but now I just don't care. I just don't care uh, to chase things anymore. There's nothing I'm like, oh my gosh, to die for. Gotta have, gotta have, gotta have. No, I just don't. James, cheers, man. Great to see you. JD, I saw you up there. I don't want to miss you. I appreciate you popping in here, saying hello, and putting up through some of my technical difficulties here. And you heard me say I was on Ken's stream earlier this morning, so some of his gremlins probably migrated into the system, without a doubt. But for hours prior to this thing was streaming like a freaking Cadillac going down the highway at 70 miles an hour because I was streaming music as I was doing stuff here, and it never missed a beat. Never missed a beat. But anyway, that's just how this all works. So, um, anyhow, yeah, I don't feel I missed anything. I'm not anxious to go out and get stuff. And the hard truth is you chase what you want. You get what you want. You spend your money how you want to spend your money. But I think we've all were influenced at one time, and our buying decisions were influenced by what we see out there as compared to some of the prices we have seen and encountered in our early days in the secondary markets and stuff like that. So it kind of justified it in our minds that it's okay to spend $100 on this bottle or $200, whatever it was, when if you wanted to get this Weller 12 for $7.99, well, heck, why don't I pick up this smoke wagon pick for $120? That's it's right here, right now, and that's $100. It's a lot better than that other price, right? Isn't that right? So yeah. Um, I mean, what the heck? Holy smokes! I saw Kilco and I'm like, what? No, that's Zen Boot, and I just finished reading it. Hey, yeah, I got a cup of coffee here. Little Still Austin, right here, Zen Boot. This is the musician. It's the whiskey that brought me back to Texas whiskey. So, cheers, man. Great to see you. Appreciate you coming in, saying hello. And yeah, Kilco should have stopped in here, taken a minute. But anyhow, that's just the fact of the matter on this FOMO stuff, and that's what I tell people. Except it's a much shorter version. It pretty much goes from A right to Z. And I go, same thing I said, chase what you want, do what you want. It's your money. But I think we all have been influenced by the prices of the secondary market that have influenced our decisions to buy other things at half or, 2/3 less than what they were. Just ordered a 17-year barrel pick rum pick from Liquor Lineup. You know what? Yes, I haven't gotten that, but I heard about that, and I haven't had a chance to taste it. And I actually forgot until you just put that up there. I'm like, shucks. So I'm going to have to stop over there, the one on Ann and Decatur, or go up and visit Steve this week there. I call it the other end of the world. Now he's at the other end of the world up there at Liquor Lineup 3. But yeah, I want to try that because I got a 16-year-old rum. Pretty good. And it's funny, for a 16-year-old rum, let me see, is it? Oh, it's right here. You hold this up. Turn it the correct way, Anthony. For a 16-year-old rum, this had turned out to be pretty good. I'm not a rum connoisseur, but this is a nice sipper. But it's beautifully, it's sweet. It's finished in a cognac cask. So it's really a nice rum. I am not putting this on the floor. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to set it right there. It's really a nice rum. I just don't have much experience with it. Just back in the day of some Captain Morgan's and Coke, that was about the size of it. Yeah, whiskey is overrated just by gin. Well, yeah, and and that Botanist gin, the dark one, and I forget the name of it. I got a picture. Holy smokes, was that good. Made a cocktail. I didn't make it, but when I was at Liquor Lineup 3 a couple of weeks ago for a Brooklotti event, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal gin. I tell you what, so Blue Spot is really, really good. Last time I bought it was 2 years ago, maybe, give or take, for about $1.75, let's say. And so I went to look for it again here over the last year, and man, that price had went up. And I don't even have the bottle of it. I left it at the parents' house because, stepmom likes it. So I just left it there for her to sip on when she wants it. I'm good with it. I just can't see spending over, 150, $175. It's my personal opinion, and that's what I would pay for a Blue Spot. But yeah, I'm not that interested in it anymore, especially when I picked up this one. Love this sucker. I took it with me when I went to Yuma because I was there over St. Patrick's Day. So I had a Guinness and a little Killoan. And wow, this is the rum raisin cask strength. Of course, I got it at Liquor Lineup number 2. Ta-da. I haven't seen it since I picked this up, and it was one of those, I walked in there and it was up there. It was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I saw it there. And I've never seen this in Vegas until there. Okay, maybe that was a FOMO thing. I bought this spur of the moment, but I wanted one. I wanted that sucker because listening to Stacy talk about it, I've had to have it. It was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's where you honeymooned. Oh, well, hey, there you go. But I didn't know it was from there. I didn't know it was from there. Oh, well, I didn't know you were sitting back there because I was busy BSing. Well, what are you doing besides nothing?
I was taking a nap.
Well, okay. I'm
I'm
so
like,
glad
man,
you got up, but that's nice of you.
you you told me you needed a technical advisor, so I jumped on immediately.
Well, hold the fort down because I don't know what's going to happen here. Any minute. I have no
Give,
idea. But I'm glad you put that in there because I got the ranting and then reading the chat and I wasn't looking down because, and that's another thing. I didn't hear the tone.
well,
Oh, God.
give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go kill the volume on the TV so we
You
don't
should.
double hear each other.
Yeah. Well, at your age, it's probably needed. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. Mr. Hall. Cheers, brother. Great seeing you. Thank you for popping in. Got a little Still Austin in the glass here.
All right, I'm back. That's a lot better now.
No, they're still in a box. They're insulated from the floor. At least that's what I tell people. And it doesn't count as true floor whiskey.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I met those
true floor
that
whiskey.
I met that criteria.
You met it?
Yep.
144 bucks all day long? Man, that's a buy. At 144 bucks, I'd own another blue spot. I'd own another blue spot. And without a doubt. But I don't know. Will they take my money over there?
I
Will they take my money? I know there's a lot of tension across the border. So it's like, darn it. But that's all day long. It's worth 144 bucks. Absolutely, positively worth it. Oh, there he is. I could have swore I saw
cheers, Mike.
Mike stick his head in here. Hey, Mike. Cheers, brother. Don't forget, Livewire goes on after this at 6 p.m. my time. So you don't want to miss it. That's for sure. All right, let me make sure. What do we got, Mr. Morgan here? Oh, okay. Richie is like, I missed something on there. Hey, Bourbon Baller. How are you, sir? Cheers, man. Little Still Austin here in the glass. Mm. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm almost positive I had a sip of the red spot. I thought it was good. I did. The price was off-putting, but I'd rather have blue spot over that. But that's just me. That, like I said, that is just me. So,
I tried the blue spot on St. Patrick's Day next door.
oh yeah, and a red spot for $1.50. Okay, okay, but 200, nah. I'm the same way, Eric. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. That is true. If you want it, you're going to pay a price. That's right. Oh, wow. Well, I've had the 15.3. I've had the 14.1, and I think it was the 13.2 uh, Bourbon Baller. And that 13.2 is the one that hooked me. Marty dropped off the 14.1, and I did a review on that, but I also broke open my bottle of 15.3. And that went into another discussion again today, like we talk about a lot is the peat levels in whiskey, and that there are bottles out there that swear they're heavily peated, and that is extremely subjective. What I feel is heavily peated, what John feels is heavily peated, what John Cranston feels heavily peated. By gosh, we could be all in different sections of the field. And I didn't feel the, in my opinion, that 15-1, even though it was 307, 308. Let me get it because I don't remember the ppm. It's right around there. 307.2. 307.2 is the ppm on the 15.3. And it's good whiskey. It's peaty, but it's still, you still get the richness, you still get the fruit, the sweet, and that peat is just great. But in my mind, a heavily peated, you're talking Lafroig, you're talking Ardbeg, okay? You're talking heavily peated whiskey. My mind, because of the way the peat comes through in those expressions versus this. So peat is so different all over depending upon where they dig it out from. And it really imparts different flavors in the whiskey depending upon who's doing it, like Lagavulin, like Lafroig, like Ardbeg, Oban, Talisker, you just go on and on and on. But it's so different. And then when you look at the percentages of peat in Octomore to, let's just say, Lafroig, and I mentioned it before, I think they're at 40 ppm, where you're into 100, 200, 300, depending upon the Octomore. So it's like, holy smokes. And so when you see those high numbers, you're going, oh, this is going to smack me in the face with like a coal shovel. And it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It just doesn't. Now, I haven't had black art. However, you're right. I think the peat is done well in Octomore. I really, really do. And that's one of the whiskeys that I will say I think is overpriced, but it sells out. 15-1, 15-2, 15-3, 14, 13. I mean, you might find ragamuffins left of those here and there, but primarily when certain places get them, they're gone. All three of them are just boom, 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 boom. They're flying off the shelves. Um, and so, like I said, I got the taste of it from Greg, and I'm like, oh, this is nice whiskey. And if I wasn't able to get this at a price I thought was acceptable, yeah, I would not have bought the bottle. I would not have bought the bottle. But then it goes back to my original story where I said sometimes we see these prices of bottles, and in our mind we know what we think they're worth, and when we see it maybe at $20 or $30 over what we think we wanted to pay, but when you've seen them elsewhere and they're $200 less, all of a sudden your opinion of that bottle changes and you lay down them dead presidents. Right? Right.
Yep.
Because you know what it's going for everywhere else. And you know the overinflated prices, and you see the places that sell them for, let's just say, retail plus a little bit. We're not talking museum stores. No. But then when you go to your normal liquor store and you find this thing and it's like, oh my gosh, you're selling it for what? Thank you. Boom. And you pick it up. But it's because at the Brooklotti event, they gave more money off on the bottle. Plus, you bought a ticket, so they gave you that money you spent on your ticket off that purchase too. So I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I couldn't pass up the chance to buy it. I couldn't pass up the chance to buy it. Oh my gosh. Greg, do they know you're out? Are you hiding in the charge nurse office again, I'm telling you, she's going to give you that enema without lube next time.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's dangerous.
Well, he doesn't care, actually. And Ralphie's bothy. Yeah. Well, you missed it. If you would have, awakened from your after dinner nap, you would have heard the story. So you can always watch the first 15 minutes and get it and see the internet drop and the whole 9 yards. You might as well, because you guys at the home don't have anything better to do. So, but I appreciate you being here, sir. But yeah, so I like the Octomore. I do. I really like the Octomore. I think it's great. Pricey, absolutely pricey, but I think it's great. That's for darn sure. You're not into peated Scotch, are you, Jim?
No, I'm slowly getting into it, but I don't know if I'll ever be truly into it. I mean,
I may have to drop off a few to you just so you can understand peat.
Yeah,
I have to come to Tennessee and
come to Tennessee. Eric Gunderson set me up with a few and tried to walk me through it. Brian's tried to walk me through it. I don't think I'm there yet for it.
So Eric, aka Eric the Barbarian, and I know he's changed his thing there, but let me say this. He didn't think he could do it, and now he drinks Lafroig by like a champ because of my tutelage. And I'm not saying I can do that for you. However, hey, Jonathan, cheers, brother. There's always an echo. There's always an echo. How are you, sir? Doing all right?
Jonathan, hello.
Hey. Oh, you finally found me.
Oh yeah, we're sitting here talking to you, but yeah, you were adjusting your glasses.
No, I was writing you on YouTube to let you know I was in the background.
Well, I was watching you. Stream up there. Holy smokes! Look at this son of a gun here.
We have a celebrity in chat. Wow.
I know. We got a real honest to goodness celebrity in town here. I mean,
it's not too often you got two people from Massachusetts.
Hey, I'm telling you. And then also it's like this. I'd have put a collared shirt on if I knew, these celebrities were going to be here. But me, I just got my grumpy shirt on.
That's a good
reason to be grumpy with technical difficulties.
I delivered some whiskey and saw some people earlier today just in between work, and I had a couple of pours with them, and I'm like, this is the fourth day in a row. My insides just don't like me right now.
Hey, it's business. It's business, bro.
That's what I've been telling myself. I've been giving myself the business. Like, this is all from whiskey.
That's it. A couple of massholes. Absolutely right.
Whoa.
Look at this. Look
He
at
knows.
this.
Pete. Yeah. So I got a call from my brother today, and he said,
on purpose?
Yeah, unfortunately. Calls me and tells me there's a George T. Stagg 2024 sitting in the store they got in, and it's like $599. I'm like,
no.
I go get it.
What?
So here's the thing. I have a bunch of bottles in my house that my brother wants.
Oh.
So I ended up bringing him four bottles, and I gave him some cash. So I got rid of some duplicates, and I gave him some cash. So out of pocket today, it cost me like, I don't know, $370 at the end of it. I thought it was going to be in the $420, $430 range, but ended up being less. So
well,
I think that's a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I had a triplicate of a Russell's store pick, a good one, and there was just some other bottles that aren't expensive. They're just, you can't get them in Massachusetts. And my brother's like, I'll take this one, this one. I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
They're never going to get drank by me, so.
Yeah.
So whatever. I got more space in my cabinet now.
Well, that's good. You can fit a couple more. Now, I have
Wish
the
I could say that.
2023 GTS. I've got that up there. And you know what? It's good. But I will say this: I have sampled out the vast majority of the bottle than I have had.
All right.
I've had it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's good. I will say this: it didn't make me go, holy shit.
Yep.
It didn't.
But what nowadays makes you do that?
I can answer that, Pete.
Right here, this Still Austin is damn good
Yeah.
shit for $40.
Right.
Have you considered changing your name to Pete?
I know what. Burben says I should be Scotch neophyte. He said that a long time ago. Scotch neophyte. But Josh, you have to let me know when you're ready for that journey. You'll have to let me know. Because I'm telling you.
I don't think I'm close to the ready for that journey yet.
Yeah, you have to let me know.
John, if you're drinking Pete and you get something like Ugadal in the blind, or in whatever order, you start to notice that there's just more than smoke. And
Right.
once you find the other flavors within the smoke, you're like, oh
Yes.
wow.
And that's exactly what I was going to get to with Josh too, because once you learn, because you hear me talk about, I go, the way you pull the fruit, the way you get the sweetness, the honey, and then it's caressed by that peat, but the peat is not pushing through. That is
Right.
not the predominant
So
feature.
it's Pete enhanced.
Peat enhances it. Absolutely correct. That was going to be my next word I was going to use. Honestly, it enhances it. It
Sometimes
really
I
does.
just
And
can't.
speaking of enhancing, look at this glorious son of a bitch, right?
What is shaking, you handsome dogs?
Oh my gosh.
And Top Dog.
Thank you, buddy.
We're just trying to do the best we can with what we got to work with here.
Exactly. We're still making money with these faces.
I think we make money in spite of these faces.
I was gonna say that. I was chewing.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking a quick break.
Mhm.
When it comes down to Pete enhanced. Wow, Ben. Ben missed his bedtime again last night, apparently.
Oh, we lost Mike.
Oh, he'll be back. Wasn't me.
So John, when I'm drinking Pete, and all of a sudden it starts to click, it becomes something you can like completely enjoy. It's like people don't like the ethanol or the high proof. Eventually, you gotta
Yeah,
cut
you
it.
click.
Hey,
Then it's fun.
cheers, Sig. Great to see you, man.
It's good.
The hard part, Jonathan, is me making that jump. I mean, it's not from lack of people trying, just I know I'm not ready yet.
Okay.
Well,
For me-
and you know what? When I say this, it will grow on you. So you know what the taste is.
Right.
You don't like it, but you're not against it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Correct.
like,
Yes.
yeah, it's not that off-putting. So
Wait a minute, is he talking about Pete or me?
well, I
Both.
wasn't going to mention it, but yeah, both. So you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. But and when I dived back into Pete after 20 plus years, it was a horrid experience because I went with the Ardbeg Pirate. And I'd rather have rubbed my tongue across one of those mats underneath the urinal in a men's room to try to get that taste out of my mouth. And it lasted all frickin' day. Even the next day, I still had that shit taste. But then I got a High West that was finished in a peated Scotch barrel. So a little of that taste was in there, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is, and I it's up there somewhere. I got a little bit left, but it's peat when you get it, but because it's got a little medicinal, a little the Band-Aid. When I say little, it is little. However, I think it's a rye, but now you've got that spice, you've got that rye sweetness coming through, and it's like, oh shit, this isn't too bad. So I drank that for a minute. And then all of a sudden it's just like, I got this taste for peat again, and I wanted one. So I went back to an Ardbeg event. Imagine that. And they gave me the Ardbeg 10. And everyone said, oh, you need to go with the 5. And they said the peat level in the 5 and the 10 is no different. The 10 is just an older whiskey and more refined and polished. So I did the 10. Boom. That quick. Done. Gimme, 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 gimme. That was it. That was the transition. That's the piece of the puzzle that brought things together. And then from there, I grew and then all of a sudden started getting the other flavors, not the peat. The peat was in the back. It was the fruit. It was the honey. It was the sweet bread note of a scotch that was shining through there. And the peat was like the cherry on top of the ice cream. Go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand.
I get the fruit and I enjoy the fruit because I get more fruit than I would out of a bourbon. I can actually tell. I can tell it's a pear. I can tell it's an apricot. I can tell it's everything. It's more enhanced in a scotch.
What's up, boys?
Hey,
What's up, Sean?
when the stream ends, Sean, when the stream ends, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
I was actually going to call you. I was going to call you. Yeah. So yeah,
Take it into the
don't
principal's
run.
office.
I almost
Yeah,
didn't recognize you without a cowboy hat on. That
Well,
ball
you know
cap
what?
threw
For a
me.
second there, if it wasn't for Mash and Metal popping up when I seen that face, I'm like, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that hat on, I thought, is this Brad Pitt?
Yeah. Clearly, so similar.
Clearly, yeah. That's,
Yeah,
Mike,
no,
you shouldn't drive.
I feel like being fancy today. So
I meant Brad's Pitt.
yeah, that's more accurate
Yeah.
for sure. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
So Anthony, I just wanted to say, I hope it's not me echoing. I guess the echo has been here before I got here. Anyway, I too, Ardbeg 10 was the one that got me in.
yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, doing a little bit of this action here for now.
What is it? Hold on.
Yeah,
Put
Kirkland?
that back.
Kirkland 17.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the 19. That's great.
That's actually good. I haven't had any, but people have told me, oh my God, it's good.
Yeah, for a budget bottle, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's not much left in here, so I'm gonna.
I was hesitant to spend the 110 on the 19, but I'm glad I did. It's worth
But
it.
yeah, it's. I'm hearing some of that stuff from Kirkland. I have a blended handle. My wife picked up for me. I haven't touched it in a minute, but I was surprised. I'm like, shit, that sucker's pretty good.
The Kirkland blended scotch.
Yeah.
I when I worked at the Ball Depot, would see 1.75 of those all the time.
Oh yeah. Another ounce and a half, 2
Some people
ounces.
bring in like 12 of them at a time.
Oh yeah, but it's a good one, and like that, what Eric said, the High West peated rye, yeah, it was good.
That sounds great.
That set the hook again in my lip for peat, because I don't know why, but I had it years ago, and I just pretty much put everything down 20 plus years. Just didn't touch it. I mean, I had a beer, occasional drink here and there, but that was it. Not to the extent I am now, but I just stopped. But anyway, oh my gosh, yeah, that just hooked me. And Highland Park, yeah, that's another great one. You've had Highland Park, right, John?
Me? Or
He's
you?
not.
Oh, he must have had to stop and get a hold of himself.
Yeah, he's not here. Cheers, everybody in chat. Good to see y'all. Not supposed to be drinking today, but whatever.
I really need another Lecheg 10.
You can't drink every day if you're not drinking today.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got a bit of an echo for some reason, Sean.
Is it just me?
No, we all do.
I was
Really? I don't
muted, so I
hear it.
didn't hear it. So I made sure it wasn't my mic.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Everyone else is definitely here. I can mute myself, and then we'll see.
I only hear it when you talk, but you're kind of louder than everybody.
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Oh, there was a little bit of echo when I heard myself. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an echo on my side.
Oh, okay. So then we
Hit
saw.
mute for a second, Sean. Let's just see if it's you.
I just did, but I can't again.
Oh, was it still there when you muted?
Yeah. So I muted, and that's when you noticed Jonathan echoing, and then yourself echoing.
Oh,
Yeah. So
doesn't bother me.
I don't know. It's not that now. It's gone.
I didn't know I was echoing.
Oh, now it's back. What
Now
is
it's back.
happening?
StreamYard.
What kind of sorcery is this?
Yeah. Did you get the cheap version of StreamYard? Just kidding. There is only an expensive version. I was only playing.
If all five of us go on mute, it solves the problem.
Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still echoey?
Even if there's 6 of us,
Not right now.
Okay.
I don't hear it now.
It's gone.
So
Seems to be
I
gone.
went in and
Seems good.
checked my settings, and it was probably this mic because remember, the internet dropped me twice, and I didn't go back and check the mic. I checked a couple of other things, and that might have been it.
Oh, well,
So
you
there
sound
go.
great, Anthony, and you look great.
I did my hair.
And your hat.
Yeah.
Love the
You got a
hat.
hat game.
Well, if I'd have known, all these celebrities were coming on here. I had Jeffrey Wack in chat, and then of course we got Mash and Metal popped in here, and then of course, the Massachusetts connection.
Hey,
I
is
put a
it
collared
spring
shirt
break in Vegas next week, Anthony? or
No,
was
this
that last
week. That's why I was off. That's why Sunday last week I decided
Oh,
I better go down and visit the parents, so I went to Yuma.
always sucks the day back from spring break.
But I've been so freaking busy here. I changed the whole thing around, and I'll show you what. Hold on. Oh, it didn't pop back up. I gotta hold on. Let me see
I believe that's what she said.
exactly.
Boom. Oh wait,
Exactly. Let me see if this will come back up here. Image. Come on. Let me get this here. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Okay. You ready?
You look great.
So that's what it looks like in here now.
Anthony has
That's
turned
what-
into a robot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing for 4 days, is putting all of this back together and moving
you started-
everything around.
You started an OnlyFans channel. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that a penis pump on your desk?
Yes, sir.
Primarily going to focus on foot stuff, or what's big these days, Anthony?
I,
Nothing in that room. Wink, wink.
Right.
All right, this went downhill. Fucking.
So I know I've just started drinking.
Good job, Sean.
Can't even blame the alcohol.
Sean, I like you
Anthony,
better
I
when you're
love the
drunk.
Glen covers.
Me too. I like me
What do
better.
you think about them Glen covers, huh? That's
Love
right.
the Glen covers.
That's right. And then I've got, Marty's glass was there. Whiskey Encore's glass was up there, on that special whiskey nose turntable thing, that diamond.
Man.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I've been busy this week and frustrated to the bejesus with putting some of this stuff together, because I'm sorry. I know it comes from China, but they need to hire somebody in America to write the directions in regular English, not that pigeon shit
There's
English.
got to be at least one white slave over there. Come on.
They don't
It has
even
to
use
be.
words for their instructions. They just put pictures.
Pictures.
Everybody
I'm
can
just
read a
going to say pictures. Oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah.
It's problematic.
Well, yeah. Well, so then the wife sits down and she starts going through it, and then I tell her I need A, B, and C, and then she hands me different pieces and parts, and we got a regular assembly line going here trying to get stuff together. But and I'm still not done. And something I got because just minor details I didn't think about stopped me. So the tripod I'm using for the camera is not supposed to be the tripod I was using. It's supposed to be a whole arm where the monitor's on one, the laptop's on the other, the camera's there, the microphone, the light, and this and that, and da. So everything is supported on swing arms, so I can move stuff. And then there's an extra arm for like a bottle camera. So yeah, none of that happened today because I have to overcome something on the desk to get it to work. And not that it's a problem. It's just that there's a lip on the frame of the desk that when I put the clamp on to hold the stuff, it hits that and never actually can touch. So long and short, I cut some wood and said, oh, I'm just going to slip that in there in between that and that part of the desk and be great. It's like an 1/8 inch, maybe too much. I got to trim more off of that lousy piece of wood. I was just so frustrated. I was like, I can't do this. Put the shit back in the box or get it later. Yeah. What you guys do? Make John mad?
I don't know.
I don't know what you did,
I mean,
Anthony.
he tends to have technical difficulties. So,
Well, trust me, I
Call that
know.
Jack Daniels.
Well,
Like years.
Anthony, I set up my setup 3 years ago now, and I have never touched it since. That's the reason it keeps functioning.
Well, I haven't touched mine in almost 4 years.
I touched mine about an hour ago.
Well, it's yours, and you do with it what you want.
Actually,
But-
when was my first live? It may have been longer than that. I don't know.
Oh, we're talking about different things.
Holy
Oh, I
smoke.
know.
Look at this guy. Holy smokes. Where have you been?
How do you say his last name?
Get your check at your cack.
Geski. Geski.
Rhymes with Bukaki.
Geski. Geski.
Gretzky.
Geski.
Gretzky. David Wayne Gretzky.
Is that David Gretzky's Wayne's brother?
We have a true celebrity in the house.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So
Sorry.
yeah, he's over. I was just going to say he's over in Spain, but he's a Dubliner.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's
But
in
anyway.
Dublin right now. That's where I would want to be on Monday of last week.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
The chat was going like, oh, okay. But so yeah, I was just overdue to move this and get rid of some stuff. And I don't know where I got the stuff that was in here or how I accumulated it, but
Gesh K.
that
Gesh K.
the
Okay.
stuff that's out in the dining room, and I got to get it out of there. I can't stand it, but it's going to the dumpster. I mean, I'm like, what? Why did I keep it? I don't know, but I'm going to give it one more look, and maybe something will come over me. I don't know.
Anthony, I'm going to stir up a bit of controversy here, sir. So it's been a minute since I've
How
gone back to
dare
the
you.
Yugi. I know, and how unlike me. Going back to the Yugi, I haven't had it in a while, and from recollection, I think I prefer the 10. Yeah, I know this is supposed to be the darling of the lineup, but I don't know.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. The Oogie is the boogie.
Yeah, Sean, kick him off, Anthony.
It's fair.
Sorry, Sean. Maybe it's because you don't have your hat on.
Well,
I'm not thinking straight.
the hat's for bourbon, so
Yeah. I can't start the night with Pete, so I'm just going with a little.
Sean, maybe your palate does need a break.
No, that's the thing. It's like if I don't drink, Jonathan, then I can't pick up notes well. So, yeah.
I actually feel that. That makes sense.
I
Understood.
feel like
David.
it doesn't matter whether I drink or not.
Well, the thing is, Mike, I wouldn't know about the not drinking part. I'm just guessing.
I just know if it's good or not. That's really the notes I pick up. Like, not sure why I like that one so much, but delicious.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I realize that this is probably more approachable, the Oogie. I just think that the 10 has more interesting notes to me. That's all.
Oh, I thought the 10 would have been more approachable.
I like the fruity notes.
Yeah, the 10 is lower proof, right? The Oogie is
Yeah.
Oogie has a little more.
Well, I'm biased because Ugadal is what got me into peated scotch, and it was immediately a favorite.
Yeah, this is 54%, but I'm an alcoholic, so I don't ever notice proof.
not judge it by drunk.
Yeah. It's not over 130. You're not even trying. It's basically water.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
No, I don't know. I've always thought of the 10 as like smoked salmon, which I always find to be an interesting note.
Lagavulin 16 is what got me hooked on peat. And it was once I recognized that smoke, the smokiness to it.
Yep.
I was
Exactly.
like, oh, fuck, I like this shit.
Exactly. Once you realize how that peat exists with what else is going on, and then
I got like all these sweet notes on it. I was like,
exactly. Preach
I was
it,
like,
Mike.
God
Preach
damn,
it.
that Lagavulin's good shit. But I do prefer Oogie to even the 16 now that I've been drinking it.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
Back when I got into peated scotch in August of 19, it would have been the Lagavulin 16, but my brother was out. So he went with Ugadal, and that changed my life.
well, I'm a proofy bitch. So
How much does the Oogie cost now? I haven't bought one in like 3 years.
I paid 75.
Yeah, I want to say around 80, something like that.
Man, you can't beat that when the Lagavulin 16 now is what, about 105, 100.
I can still get that for $89.99 if I try.
Yeah.
If I go to like Total Wine, I feel like they have it fairly reasonable.
I think
I remember when
up here is
Lagavulin
110.
I remember when Lagavulin 16 was in short supply, and all of a sudden everybody's charging like 140.
Oh yeah, it shot up to over $100 here. Now it's hovered at like 95. Still, I was buying it all day long at 65 just 2 years ago.
They have it at Costco. Once Costco carries it, the price goes down in general.
Yeah. Hey, what are the Kilhoman, the various Kilhomans running these days?
About $85, depending.
Well, Makir Bay is pretty cheap, right? Like it's not 85.
Might be 75. I mean,
Yeah.
but 85 is a good number. And Ricky, no, I haven't, but I know about it.
I'm trying to think of the one that I like.
He's getting his floor whiskey.
Yeah. Off 100. Oh, that's for Ben anyway.
Just thinking of grabbing a sample, but
Tire Fire.
A Lagavulin 12-year cask strength.
Oh yes.
Is there one?
Not drinking that right now. Let's go. Freaking cat hair. Gotta get these damn cats out.
Oh, 16 still $80 all day, says Sean.
Oh. I was asking about Kilhoman, but yeah.
And that's a decent price for it. I mean, if it went up to that, I'd still buy it.
Yeah, if it was still $80 here, I'd be more liberal drinking it.
It's just everything I really want is pricey. That's what keeps me out of having more scotch.
Well,
yeah,
that's another thing that earlier in the stream that I was talking about is there was a day that don't ask me why that thing just decided to stop. I have no clue.
Batteries died.
No, can't. I'm plugged in all the time.
I know.
Plugged in all the time. But it's just one of those.
Still a ton of time, but the Rams are up on Maryland.
Hey, okay.
Up by 4.
Is this a good thing? I don't even know. What would your team be? Are you
I'm
a Rams
CSU fan? Yeah, CSU Rams.
Okay. Oh, we're talking college.
Yeah. It's like NCAA tournament right now. It's like the only time I ever pay attention to college basketball. Did you guys know that there's a women's bracket again this year?
I didn't. I'm
I had
also
no
not
idea.
surprised that I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody knew. No Caitlin Clark, no publicity for women's basketball.
Yeah, it's weird that.
In fairness, it was Angel Reese and not Caitlin Clark.
What was?
All the publicity was from Angel Reese, not Caitlin Clark.
Oh yeah, right. That's
Yeah.
sure. An alternate world.
Yeah.
I think Angel Reese believes that. She's probably the only one, but she definitely believes that.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
She is kind of a smoke show though, if you see her on the street on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah. She's yeah. I mean, I have some suggested professions for her that are not basketball.
Yeah. The oldest profession. Basketball's too new for what she should be doing.
There's a lot of typing going on. Someone is
Yeah,
typing.
shut up. It's me.
Oh, okay. Are you working?
Are you
Bro.
watching porn? Are you doing a sex chat right now?
Absolutely.
Your camera's shaking.
Dude, I worked till midnight last night, okay? And then I got drunk, and then I got up at 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm just too far behind. I need the company. I need the laughs. I need to make sure Sean doesn't fall out of his chair tonight. You know?
I have yet to do that ever. I have broken a lot of glasses, though. A lot of glassware has perished.
That's
on
why you
my
got the plastic cup.
Well, not tonight. Tonight I'm drinking out of Independent Joe's cup, which I probably shouldn't do because, well, I'm not going to get too wrecked tonight. Probably not going to stay a lot longer, actually.
Stop. Giselle, stop sending me those photos.
You know, Mike, keep it up and you're going to get a doozy.
Is Top Dog in the back?
Is he? I don't see him.
I don't smell him.
He said he was back, but I didn't know if that meant in the chat or sitting in the back.
I'm saying I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see him.
What time are you
who
starting,
knows?
Mike?
Oh, in like 6 minutes. I better get off so I can go check the plumbing before we start.
You want to go get off? Go for
Yeah.
it. Good for you.
You should.
All right, Mike. I might pop on for a few. I don't want to stay late because work. Yeah, Mike. I've said it many times, man. You need to take my spot on Saturdays.
Yeah, there we go. All right. I'll see you guys over there.
Okay.
See you, Mike. Okay.
Mike.
All right.
Mike.
Yeah, I have no idea why this stuff is dropping when all day it pretty much ran like a champ. I mean, I had a few glitches, and I did have to reset some stuff because I moved stuff around to do something today. And as I was saying to my wife, I don't know why all these settings are changing. And I just went back and what the heck is changing? And like it switched my mics.
Yep. Technology's dumb.
I thought it was me. That would be the most logical thing. That's for sure.
So I just polished off a Delwini 15 and a Glen Scotia 15. And I had forgotten that neither of those are peated. At least not peated in a way that matters to me.
Glen Scotia's 15. Ooh, yummy.
Well, I mean, it's fine. That's what I'm drinking right now. Honestly, would prefer this Kirkland here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it has a lot more going on. The Glen Scotia is just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's flat. That's the right thing.
But you know what though? Your palate could be jaded a bit from just other stuff you drank. And maybe if you started with a Glen Scotia, they'd be like, oh, yeah, this has got some flavor, and moved there because it can't compete with the other ones. That's how I sometimes see different whiskeys.
Well, let's put it to the test. Let's see, back to back. Actually, are we completely empty? Yeah. Let's compare it to the Kirkland. What is the price on the Glen Scotia 15 these days?
I mean, I can get it for $70.
Okay, and that's roughly what this was. This Kirkland. I want to say.
David, they have a few brands. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it may come to me. But the one that he's just poured now was from Costco, Kirkland brand.
Yeah, 17-year-old Speyside single malt Scotch. Very much pears, a lot of pears, which I like. I think that's a cool note.
It is a great note to get in the whiskey. It really is. I like pear. I like heather. Sometimes what gets me is the citrus note, especially when you get like lemon zest, orange marmalade. I've gotten that. It's like, that's not something I expect to find, but a peach, a pear, a nectarine, plums, figs. You know, like
kind of. This is kind of like a spice pear. Yeah, it's a cool bottle.
Yeah, exactly. And, so it's
very crisp holidays, like Christmassy, Thanksgiving, something like that.
Yep, I call it the baking spice sometimes, but yes, exactly. And yeah, it makes a huge difference. I mean, that's what I like about the scotches sometimes over the bourbon, is I like that sweetness on the palate. And you know, to each his own. I like them both, but lately I'm leaning more into the Scotch world on things. Hey, Thomas, cheers, man. Oh yeah, apples and pears all day long. Just like, well, Orchard House. It's like biting into an apple all day long. Green apple. Yeah. It's really refreshing, and it's a nice pour. Nice pour.
Yeah, I would say Glen Scotia is a great like entry into Scotch, especially if you're trying to avoid peat.
Oh yeah,
it's fine for the person that's new to Scotch. I'm bored though.
Well, Sean, I will tell you this: that Glen Scotia Mermaid, I haven't had it, but the people that have talk about it and say, "Oh my gosh, that's it's such a good pour, such a good pour."
Yeah, Bourbon, he is he's talked about it a few times now, I want to say, and
yes,
seems to like it.
I was just going to say, I think Bourbon. I know JD has it. I think Eric might have it. Eric Gunderson might have that Glen Scotia Mermaid. Do you have it, Eric? But man, Well, that brand is all over Total Wine, David.
Ben, don't you have the Mermaid? That's what we were talking about.
Glen Scotia Mermaid.
Seems like you have that. Seems like you have heard you talk about it. Am I wrong in saying that?
I thought he was looking for that one.
So yeah, there. He just says,
maybe that's it. Maybe he was looking for it. I thought he had it though. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, you once in a while you find something that really, ticks the box, and away you go. Hey, Joe. Cheers, brother. What's up, buddy?
Cheers, Joe.
So it is 6:00. Don't forget, people. Live wire is starting. Mike went over. I'm going to hang for a few more minutes, and then we'll all pop over. Don't go far, Sean.
Okay.
But, great stream. Sorry about all the internet drops, but I can't help that. We're stuck with the internet. when it decides to hiccup or YouTube hiccups, boom. But I'm going to just look a little more into all the settings here tonight and then tomorrow to make sure the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, because there's been a lot of quirky things happen on this stream that didn't make sense. In the last one with the microphone, just all of a sudden, boom, and the camera went out. No rhyme, no reason. Everything's plugged in, it's working. But I do think that there might be an issue with the I do think there might be an issue with one of my cables, but
Ben,
look at
Look at this sexy son bitch.
Yeah, I can only stay for like one pour. I got to go take care of the dog. More issues at my folks' house. So,
Oh boy.
wow.
what were you saying? I have
Don't you have the mermaid, or am I wrong in saying that?
the mermaid. I don't have any floor whiskey. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I thought so.
I have floor mermaids, not
Yeah.
floor whiskey.
I thought I'd heard you talk about that. Yeah.
What you do? Build another shelf around you?
I mean, maybe.
He needs probably a dozen more, but yeah.
What would a dozen more do?
Allow you to buy more whiskey.
Get some of the whiskey off the floor. Not all of it, but
I'm
some.
literally basically out of places to put shelving.
It's eventually your room's going to be like a library of whiskey, just shelves everywhere.
No, what I need to do is like a whiskey yard sale or something like that at some point.
Like
Just like pull like a couple hundred bottles that I'm never going to get to and just like give them away like below cost or something.
I would love to see what bottles Ben's never going to get to. That'd be.
Hey,
Hey,
come
that
visit.
could be a whole stream.
I was going to say stream idea.
Yeah, Ben, you could do like a charity, live stream, raise some money, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is then I have to ship it all.
And you know what that's like.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
I'm thinking about
it's for a good cause.
I'm thinking about driving to Connecticut next weekend just so I don't have to ship 5 or 6 bottles from here to up there.
Mm.
Well, not just
I
that.
understand
One
that.
of the excuses. Because somebody had me pick up crap for him.
All right.
I can't say anything because I've had Ben
Hey,
pick up.
I bought this bottle out of Fomo.
Oh yeah, we all
I've
have.
seen it
We
and
all have.
seen it
We've
and seen
all
it.
bought stuff.
What was that, Ben?
The mermaid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've all done it.
And honestly, kind of disappointing.
Really?
Well, here's the thing. It's good. It's not $130 to $150 good in my opinion.
Yes. Got you. Understand that.
Yeah.
Absolutely understand that. And for some people, it does make their right foot tap. But I've said this. There are bottles that I've tried and I go, oh my God, it's good. But like Ben said, at $150 or $200, no. I've had bottles at $300. I've sipped it and I just like take my money. I'm not going to lie. Take my freaking money.
Yeah, tell me about it.
25, 30-year-old scotch, I'll take my money. And they did willingly take my money. And
You have 30-year-old scotch on the shelf?
somewhere,
Okay.
yeah. I hate to say somewhere, but yeah, I do. Somewhere.
Maybe it's on the floor.
I got to
No.
say,
No, I have no floor whiskey.
another controversial
I
take
don't
here.
either. I have floor mermaids.
Another controversial take here, Anthony. I got to say, I'm not a fan of older scotch. It gets less punchy, less interesting. It's
And
more,
most of it is 40, 43 ABV.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But
You're
you
not
got to
gonna
remember
find
that even. Sorry, good.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I was going to say, like it gets smoothed out. Which, if that's the thing you're after, then cool. But
I mean, I was going to say that can still be cask strength when it's that age. Scotch doesn't always proof up.
oh well,
And
yeah,
that is
okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah,
That is true. It doesn't always proof up. And then with age, it loses some. I mean, Angel Share, for them, they're like, yeah, we're not going to add anything to it.
Man.
But yeah. Anyway, It does. Most scotches, when they get to be old, 40, 43, and 43 is up there.
Yeah.
But they're mostly right around 40 ABV. But you know what? When you get those older scotches, it's a different level of appreciation. I'm not saying you don't have it, but the maturity within that scotch is something that you really need to sit and explore with. You're right. Sometimes it doesn't have that punch or bang or pow as one that's maybe 12 years old or 20 years old at 46 ABV, just using that as a number. You're absolutely correct. But there's a richness, a refined taste to those.
I'm never shooting for refined. I don't know if anyone's ever picked up on that, but
No, I would have never. I would have never guessed that.
You
But
like it coarse and rough, Sean?
it's just a different taste. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I first had a 20, 25-year-old scotch, I'm like, hey, it's kind of missing something. And I'm going to use an old term that I don't like to use, but it was nice and smooth and polished and well-rounded. It had flavor to it, but it was a little on the muddled side. Like, wow, it seemed like it lost some of that fruit, lost some of that texture. It lost some of that viscosity. But as you understand that whiskey, as you really start to get into that whiskey and understand what age does to that whiskey, then it really starts to come alive. If that makes sense to you.
Oh, it does.
It's just like a regular whiskey, Sean, just like a regular bourbon. You first get it, it's like, oh, I don't know. But then you have it again and again, and all of a sudden, not that it grows on you, but now you start to appreciate what the whiskey is. If that makes sense, I'm trying to explain.
No, I get what you're saying, Anthony. I don't agree.
I understand.
So Top Shelf, he sent me a fairly large sample, given the price of this stuff, of the Ardbeg 30, and I gotta say, I was very disappointed. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was. I mean, I'll just say it how I know how to say it. I would take the 10 and the Oogie over it all day, every day. The
10 and the Oogie, particularly when it comes to the peat, have that peat you're looking for.
Yeah,
that makes sense, and it has that spice.
Sure, yeah, I mean, and to your point, it's a very different experience. I appreciate that. It's just not an experience that I would ever pay for. Like, because it for me, it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze kind of thing. Like, so.
Yes, absolutely. Got what you're saying. And I was there, brother. I was there. I got you. I'm like, what is it with these older scotches? But I took the dive. I sat with it.
I think you're talking yourself into it, Anthony.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't me. I was listening to other people.
I got you.
And then just, shutting up and sampling it for myself. And then I developed an appreciation for what it is. And I agree with Richie. 40 ABV, I'm not fond of in a scotch at all. But I have them, and they have their place. 46 is the sweet spot. So 46, no chill filtered, no color added. There's the holy grail, I call it. Anything north of that is a bonus when it comes to ABV. Absolutely correct.
Well, Sean, you said you killed the Dalwhinnie 15, right? That's 43%, right?
Yeah, and it's, it's basically water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gifted that in 2020, and I loved it. But, of course, I was only a year into my journey, so.
Yeah.
See, Dalwhinnie, to me, it's okay. That's it. It's never for me. They add color, but I don't care about that.
Yeah.
In general, I don't. My preference is no color, non-chill filtered, and 46 ABV. That's my preference. But I've had the 12 in the Dalwhinnie, and it was like, shit, my Glenfiddich 12 is way better.
Well, I loved the
Way
Game
better,
of
but that's
Thrones
my
Dalwhinnie because it was 46 or 47%. It was great.
You know what doesn't suck? Octomore 12-1.
I'm
I was
sure it
going to
doesn't
ask
because
you
the
guys about
13 one was
the
phenomenal.
Lefroy 25, like, but you brought up Artbeg 30, so
Oh my god!
like I haven't had it.
I've never had an Octomore ever. Speaking of not having it.
I've never had one that didn't suck. I'll say that.
I haven't had one either that
Sorry,
didn't suck. I've
I've
only
never
had
had one
3.
that did suck.
I had a
They
sample
were
of
really
8.3, but that was again 4 years ago.
Yeah. So Moose in a bunch. Who else?
Wait a minute.
Somebody else sent me one.
Which one did you have? The 13 or the 8.3 or what was that you said?
Who? Me?
Octomore. No,
Right now, I'm drinking the 12-1.
No. Ben.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had a sample of the 8.3
8.3.
and absolutely loved it.
8.3.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, was the highest ppm
Yeah.
Octomore ever had done to this date. And I think mine, I have the 15.2, or excuse me, 15.3 is the second highest at 307 parts per
And the
million.
funny story with that is our grandma passed away in September of 2020, and I got to share it with my brother. It was like a 1.5 ounce sample, and it was in those just Dixie cups that you get at the hotel room, right? It was like, oops.
Like
Mhm.
that? Like that? This guy here, James Morgan?
Yeah.
What's that?
Let me
Yeah.
get rid of that.
These things are a great deal, man. I wish I
They
could.
are, if you know what's in them. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
They are. They are a great deal. And particularly the distillers, if you know them, like if it's Tobermory or Highland Park. I'm just throwing Highland Park out there. But yeah, absolutely. I don't have a problem anymore with independent bottlers like that. At first, I was leery because I thought, well, they're getting rejects from the like Highland Park. No, it's just that they had more than they needed, or it just didn't quite meet the profile they wanted it to use it for. And so they just sold it outright. Sometimes they use the name, they pay for the name to put on the bottle because I'm using Highland Park is strictly an example. I'm not saying they do it or don't, but say, okay, we want a percentage then of what you sell because you're putting our name on your bottle. So, but no, I don't have a problem with independent bottlers. As a matter of fact, this one is an Alexander Murray, and I've shown it several times.
Oh yeah.
It's 22-year-old Alexander Murray cask strength coming in at 53.8 ABV,
Yeah,
refilled sherry butt with a wisp of smoke and peat wisp, and it's from Tobermory Distillery. This is a fantastic bottle, and I paid a C note for it in 2020 or 2021. I found it out again for 170.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still in buy because to me, I already spent $100 on it.
This was a gift from the fancies, and it's a Bunnahabhain Stay Ocean, heavily peated, 6-year, and it is 60.5%.
Ooh,
Man,
It's not bad, gotta say.
I wish.
I like young peachy peat. So
That sounds amazing, Sean.
I bet you do. But it's good.
oh
And you know
yeah.
what, though?
In fact, I
If
think
you
I'll
like
have
it-
some right now.
Hey, if you like
Do
it,
it.
you like it. That's the bottom line. And that's all that counts. If you like it, you like it. And
I am 2/3 the way through it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like it, you like it. You drink what you like, you buy what you like, you eat what you like. I mean, it's you. Taste is highly subjective, but that's also another conversation we had. Peat is subjective. What I feel is a heavily peated bourbon, Ben may not.
Yeah, I caught that part of your stream. I think that is an interesting topic for sure because
It is. We were talking about it on Ken's stream today. We got off a little bit on it.
Because you were talking about how that you had an Octomore recently, right? I think that's what you were talking about, and how you didn't find it to be that peaty, which I agree with.
But it was excellent. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
at 307 parts per million, you get that. Like I said, you get that in your head of it's a peat punch. No, don't. It's not an Ardbeg. It's not a Lagavulin peat. It's so different. So different.
yeah. I mean, I think it comes down a lot more to the process in which they're doing their peat than actually.
Of course.
Yeah, I forgot how fruity this one is. Oh.
And then, like we said, you get through the peat. The peat takes a back seat to the fruit and the spice.
Yeah.
That you get out of there. That heather and honey note, pears, plums, figs, dates, citrus. I mean, they all start to develop and come out, and the peat is in the back. And I don't care if it's this, because this Octomore, it was sweet and delicious with that hint of peat. And I said hint. I mean, it's definitely peated. There's no doubt about it. But oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, this Bunnahabhain is it. Even though it says heavily peated, it's lightly peated. It's heavily peated for a Bunnahabhain.
Yeah. But again,
like
there we go.
bottle.
There we go. Just exactly what I was saying. So glad you're just spitting it back out. That your taste is different than mine, and vice versa, and Ben's. And as you know, JD loves Glen Scotia, and the Mermaid. He likes the Mermaid.
Appreciate you, Richie.
Ben says, "Hey, it's good, but at the price point, it could be better if it was $100."
What is the Mermaid?
It's Scotia Scotch.
No, I mean price wise.
Oh,
$130 to $150.
Yep.
And it's cask strength, 12-year limited edition Glen Scotia, finished in I believe it's is it Amontillado or Palo Cortado sherry. It just honestly, it just doesn't have that.
The wow.
Yeah, it's a little more subtle than I was looking for.
Not what you were expecting.
No,
and that's sometimes it.
I think Victoriana is more of a wow. Sometimes I think the double cask is more of a wow.
And we've all been there where we've had these expectations of a whiskey, and we have a glass, and we're like, oh shit, because we bought it, because we've heard such good things. And so our anticipation in our head, oh, this is going to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to take my socks off, because if I don't take my socks off, I'm going to shoot them across the room when I take this sip. Okay? So then you take the damn sip of scotch, and it's like, oh shit. It's good, but where's this wow? So you have 2 glasses of it. You pop the cork in it. You throw it on the shelf and come back to it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month later, and expecting it to have opened up and matured. And it might have gotten a skosh better, but you're like, oh my gosh, this was not what I was expecting.
Right.
And at the money, and then like you said, at 150, 130, whatever, you go, it's not $100 good. It's not $100 good. But again, like I said, I've had this 25, 30-year-old scotch, and I took the sip, and I was like, oh, take my money. Right on out there. Matter of fact, my wife even said, before I got it out, get him a bottle. He likes it. I could tell. And I wasn't trying to be, to show and tell, but she's like, oh yeah, he likes it. Get the bottle. And she didn't even ask the price.
What's interesting, Anthony, is all these years later, I still cannot stand. I'll say this: I haven't found a Lafroig that I like, and people have gone out of their way to send me a bunch of them.
And you know what? And you may never.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
I'm going to go in a couple of minutes, so I'm going to pour one I've been looking at here as my last pour before I take off, because I got to go take care of the dog.
There you go.
That's going to be Lafroig Triple Cask PX.
Is that from Jigs? I believe he sent me the same one.
It looks like it is.
Oh yeah, that looks like a Jig's writing.
Yeah.
So might as well.
And I, unfortunately, as much as I appreciate Jig's generosity, I did not like that one either.
Well,
I don't
like
know.
I said,
I've never tried it.
Yes, it is. Octomore
Yeah,
is broad.
Ritzy.
Yeah. But you may never like it, Sean, and that's okay.
I don't care for their style of peat. It's really that it's their peat profile.
Exactly. I was just gonna say you're spot on, brother. You probably just don't care for where they get their peat from and the influence it gives that grain.
Yep, we're gonna do a little band-aids and hate check right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
That's it.
And
Yay.
it's extremely medicinal. It's extremely medicinal. And so a lot of people just don't like that about peat. But not
Jealous, Ben.
That's a smelly girl right there.
Hey, it's like he put some smelling salts up to his nose.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the mermaid is very subtle. So I'm coming off the mermaid to this.
Oh yeah, that's a coal shovel in the face right there.
I'm sure you'd prefer what I'm having, Ben.
It's definitely a little car tire in here.
Yeah, a little bit of wet ashtray, possibly.
I want to try that one, Eric.
I love PX, so that's why I'm curious how I'll do with this one.
Oh yeah, I like sherry in general whiskey.
I'm getting a weird toothpastey note on the nose.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, Sean. Especially being another Sean, I strongly disagree. I actually really like Scotch. I just not Lefroy. Yeah, I mean, what keeps me out of the Scotch world is usually the price point, because what I want is cask strength.
That's less Band-Aid and more car tire.
That's good, right?
Depends on how much you like car tires, I suppose.
Well, with Shake 10's car tire water all day.
I'm probably the only one in this community that can drink ASW Tire Fire and find some enjoyment in it.
Yeah, you probably are.
I could drink it with you, Ben, but that's your last pour.
Yeah, well, just because I got to go do family stuff. I could come back later potentially, but not right now.
Hey, family, take care of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, you got to take care of them.
Well, mom's still recovering with the knee, and dad's got a nasty cold. So,
yep.
So somebody's got to take the little mutt for a walk, and mom don't want to give him up for any amount of time. So I got to go drive and do what I got to do.
How far away is it, Ben?
15, 20 minutes each way.
No,
about 15 minutes each way. Yeah, but it's a half-hour round trip to go pick them up, take them for a walk, and leave.
And that Kirch's triple wood was the first introduction to Lefroy for me, and I absolutely loved it.
What was that, Ben?
I forget who put the comment in there, but the Lefroy 2019 Kirch's triple oak or triple wood was the first Lefroy I ever had. I absolutely loved it.
I don't hate this one. I don't love it either.
Easy, man.
Cheers, Z.
Cheers, man. I had to fix my camera there. Sorry about that, Anthony.
I don't know. I think it's got your best side right now.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You got a little douchehawk going on there?
Got a little who?
Like your haircut he's looking at. Turn your head.
Douchehawk.
No, but yeah, it looks like he's got a little going on, the little fucking mohawk in the middle.
Hey, I paid $0 for this haircut, so
we could tell.
From the hairiest bastard on screen.
That's it, baby. You know how much I paid for this haircut? $0.
When was the last time you got a haircut, Ben?
Oh yeah, no shit, huh? 6 months ago. You're on screen and you were cut down pretty good one time, brother.
Maybe. Not was it Mexico? For Mexico? Maybe.
How long was that, Ben?
Whenever I got farquadded.
Farquadded.
Farquad.
Also, hello, Bonnie. I hear you in the background.
Yeah, she's laughing at him.
Ben got load Farquad.
Well, yeah. Well, the problem was it was wet, so they cut it to like here. But then when it dried in the curls, it pulled up to like here. So it kind of did the Lord Farquaad thing.
Oh yeah. I think last time I had a haircut was before winter.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Man,
Here in a couple minutes, I'm going to end the stream. Remember, live wire's on now. We'll pop over there. Sean, don't go too far.
Okay.
But we'll all go and bother Mike. I know Ben's got to take care of some stuff with the family. Nope.
Wouldn't matter if I was sitting here doing nothing. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
how often do they mix wheat with rye? Anyone?
Usually only in 4 grains.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a normal.
Yeah, it's either wheat or rye generally.
It seems like kind of a weird and not a common combination.
Yeah, if you see anything that's labeled a 4 grain, it's generally corn, wheat, rye, and barley.
Yeah. Because what I'm drinking right now is wheat and rye, but then they had it in rum, port, sherry, and ice wine casks. And then blended it together. It's a Canadian, right? So it's very, very sweet and amazing.
What distillery is it?
It's from near Vancouver, called Goodridge and Williams. I'd never really heard of them before, but
do you like it?
Well, very much so. I would even consider getting a backup, and it's only like 40 or 50 Canadian.
There you go.
It's very good.
Hey, cheers to you, Richie. Man, I guess the whiskey's starting to hit. Cheers to you, Richie. Love you, buddy.
Drinking enough water to there, Sean?
Probably not.
He will.
Yeah, let's see if this has made it to the U.S. yet. GWdistilling.com.
It's early, though, so I got plenty of time for water.
Yeah, I can't go to Mike's stream. I won't be able to get on there.
What's that?
I can't go to Mike's stream. I won't be able to get on there. Plus, I got to do shit around the house for probably another hour and a half.
It happens when we got to go to work in the morning. That's the second part.
Well, I do too, man. You know.
Yeah.
All right, I got to
hey,
throw
Donner Pass.
Now I got to go throw the glass out.
Hey, Donner Pass.
Yeah, just throw it in the oven or whatever. I don't know what you do.
Remember
your place. So,
Live wire is on. Everybody head over to there. Tell them that I sent you. Tell them I'll be over to visit in a minute as soon as I figure out this freaking camera problem.
Image edging webcam.
It just doesn't make sense here. And
Camera
I thought it was overheating, but I was watching it. No, I have no idea.
Is that the stuff you're messing on? Is that the stuff you're messing? Is that the stuff you're messing around this morning?
Oh yeah. And apparently, I've still got some more messing around to do, which is okay. So, but anyway, I appreciate everybody in chat being here. Thank you.
Yes,
Pam,
sir.
thank you for being here.
Yep.
We will do this again next week. You all have a great week. Great to have you all here. And again, sorry about these technical difficulties, but they happen when you have a move. So I will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.